whoa, totally rad, dude. I don't know. This is a rad. It's the best I could do. Okay, so I just finished playing the demo for SSX. Just SSX. That's what they decided to call it. Originally, it was a Deadly Descent. I think that's what they were calling it last year. But they changed the name, and it's just SSX. I guess we call it New Generation or something like that. So I got to try the demo, and it's actually really good. When they announced this game last year, yeah, it was last year that they announced this, I was really excited because I love playing the SSX games, because when I was growing up, that's what I was playing, was SSX for, as some of the main sport games I'd play, like that, you know, Tony Hawk, and I think that was about it. So when I heard that they were coming out with a new one, I was really excited, and when I saw the demo, bam, I got to try this. So I tried the demo, and I wasn't that disappointed. Actually, it's very much classic to a certain point, and they've added various features. The online idea, which I'll get to in a bit, is interesting, though. You don't get a chance to try the online, but they have a few videos there that talk about what the online is going to be like. I don't know why they didn't let you try a little bit of it, but I'm pretty sure they had their reasons. Okay, so what you get to try in this is you get 2 tracks, or I should say 2 slopes that you can go down. And the 2 slopes give off a bit of a variety. So you got like one slope that's, you know, it's completely safe to go down. Safe to go down. It's SSX safe to go down, and it's in the daylight, and you get to play around with some of the various things, and it shows you one of the modes, which is just a standard race mode. Get to the end before everyone else as fast as you can. What's interesting about the control style, I'm jumping around here, so if you don't like that, I'm sorry. But what's interesting about the control styles, they got 2 control styles you can play. You can play the standard default one, which is fairly easy to use if you're very used to the controller layout of most you know, snowboarding or skateboarding games nowadays. You'll probably be fairly good with this, because basically you got the, what is it, the this is weird that I'm having trouble. No, the left stick is to move, and anytime you're in the air, you'll use the right stick to spin around, do various tricks and maneuvers. And of course you got the various buttons that do various things like jumping, grinding, and this and that. So it's interesting what they've done. And then you got the classic one, which closely replicates other SSX games controller layouts. I don't know what they're trying to replicate, considering I don't think it's ever been on the Xbox before. But apparently it's like dubbed the classic. I was very foreign to it, which was very weird since I've played other SSX games. Then again, the first thing they teach you is how to use the layout of the standard. They don't teach you how to use the layout for this classic. So I don't know. It just could be how it presents itself. But you know, whichever one works for you works for you. Okay, so what else is there to talk about? Okay, so one of the tracks you have in the daylight, it's SSX safe. You know, there's no death traps or anything like that that's gonna kill you. It's what I like about this when I was first playing it is it's fast paced, but the tracks, I should say the slopes, do take a while to go down. So you get quite a bit of gameplay in there, and it isn't boring, which is really good. I was having a lot of fun playing this, going down the slopes and doing all these various tricks and maneuvers. One of the things is it doesn't really seem like you're getting too much better. I mean, I did the first slope about 5 times, 5, 6, 7 times or something like that, and the best I was able to get was like 2nd place. So I I don't know. It has a bit of a difficulty curve in that sense. So like I shouldn't say difficult. Maybe like a bit of a no. It is a difficulty curve. I was gonna say learning curve, but there's no learning curve. It's very pick up and play controls, which is really great. I mean, like they give you the tutorial, but I mean, you really don't need the tutorial to play this. You know, it is very pick up and play. If you know how to move the controlling sticks, then you know how to play this game. It's that simple. Some things about the tricks is I think this is one of the things is with the tricks, especially on the classic controller layout. They don't feel like you're really doing anything. Like I was able to pull off really good tricks, a lot of combo tricks and whatnot, just by like going all spastastic on the right control stick, and I was able to like instantly get really good at doing tricks, which I guess is okay in some respects, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like you're striving to get good at those tricks. I mean, if you can easily just go on the right stick, then it doesn't really feel like you're getting too much out of it. But with that said, you can try and like figure out which is the best ones to do, how to do certain ones, the gate multipliers and whatnot, which does give it some sense of accomplishment, but a very small amount, if that makes any sense. Then again, when you think about this, overall, the game is just so much fun to play. I haven't even gotten to what the second slope is. Okay, so now the second slope. Basically this one, it has a... What they've done, I should actually explain this right now. What they've done is each slope that you go to, because there's a bunch of them. There's like... there's a bunch of them. I don't know how many there were. I didn't get a chance to see them all, but there's a lot. By the looks of it. Basically, each slope will have a survival rating out of 100. And that basically gives you an idea of how technically safe it is to go down it. They didn't really say too much about what the various hazards are, but I can only assume... I can only assume that various things like freezing temperatures, drops that would kill you basically, and various other hazards that would risk the safety level. So there was one that you got to try that was 100%. It's completely safe. Nothing could go wrong there. And this one was at 90%. I didn't really see a difference. Then again, you know, there could be like places off to the side where it could be dangerous. It was also at night, so I don't know if that like contributes to the safety rating of it, if it's at day or night. What was interesting about this one is, next to the fact it was in New Zealand, that doesn't really make any difference, but what was interesting about this one is there's a lot of grinding areas. So the first one was more like going down these slopes, and there would be a few areas where you can like grind on poles or tree branches or whatever else you could find. This one had so many places you can grind, it was really cool, and incidentally on this one you had to do more tricks to get in first place. And also there's like this really long drop, which is really fucking awesome. But that was fun. That one's a little more difficult than racing because you have to really perfect how to do certain tricks better than anything else, whereas the other one you're just trying to get as fast as you can because it was a race. So that was interesting. Characters, they showed off 10 different characters. You got to play as 2 of them. One of them you get off the start, and the other one you unlock by telling your friend to download this game. Simple as that. There wasn't too much of a difference between the characters, I found. They did show off some of the interesting things. With each character, you get to buy like suits for them, like the outfits that they wear. Here's the thing. You didn't get to really try the scroll suit out. that's what the newest thing to this is you have like this scroll suit that when you go over like long distancing things, expanding thingy-mabobbers, you get to glide, and it's supposed to be really cool, especially when you drop out of the helicopter. You can do that as well. They didn't really give you a chance to try that. Like, you get the tutorial on how that works, but that's about it. The tutorial doesn't do too much. Back to what I was saying about the character. So each character you can unlock various suits by opening in-game credit. I'm assuming in-game credits. I'm assuming currency. In-game currency, not credits. It's the same thing. And then the snowboard that they ride on. What else was there? I think there was gear, and there was something else. I can't remember. And then there's this new thing that they've added called geotag. Yes, it's called geotag. And basically what this thing is, this ties into the multiplayer. I'll get to that, more of that. But what the geotag does is you go to a course or a slope, and then anywhere in that slope you can place this geotag down. And what the idea is once you've placed that down, your friends can try to find your geotag. And it's sort of like a way to implement a hide-and-seek aspect to it. So you can place your geotag on any of the slopes, anywhere you want, that's like you can get to. Because like you'll ride down the slope and then you can place it like off the fly. And then what your friends will try and do is find this. But the longer it takes them to find this geotag, the more in-game currency you'll gain. Which I think is really cool. So it's like implementing that idea of trying to either play hide-and-seek with them, with this geotag that you've placed, or trying to show off like how awesome you are that you were able to get to this area that's a little harder to get to, or how far you were able to get to. So it's almost like either setting up a hide-and-seek or setting up like a challenge of trying to get to like this point in the slope, or trying to get, this far out in the air in this slope by going off of this ramp or something like that. So you get to do a various amount of things, and I'm really interested to see how that's going to be implemented with the in-game community. Because as far as they said, it's only going to be among friends, but it would be really cool if maybe you can do it like friends of friends or something. I don't know. Because I don't know how many of my friends on my Xbox Live are going to actually get SSX. Probably none of them. Because I don't know how many of them would actually care about snowboarding. That's the thing. Okay, so going more into the online depths, because I think I finished off with the characters. Yeah, I finished off with the characters. You unlock those things. Okay, so more online stuff. What they've done is, rather than you sitting in a lobby and waiting for the game to start up and then going to a loading screen, playing the slope, and then going back to the lobby and, rinse, wash, repeat. What they've done is, instead of that, they've implemented the use of ghosts, which most people will probably know from, like Mario Kart or something like that. The ghost data that will perceive what you've done. So what they've done is, by using the ghost data, they set it up so like at all times, every time at all times, there is always some sort of tournament going on at each of the locations that you can go to in SSX. And then what you do is, during that time, because like tournaments last for like a certain amount of time, whether they've set it up for like, within these 4 hours, whoever gets the best gets whatever credits are in there. I'll get to that in a second. Or, within, 12 or 24 hours or what have you. So what they've done is, with the global community, you can enter these little tournaments. And some tournaments will have a wager on them using the in-game currency. And then whoever gets the best, time or points or whatever the ultimate goal is, gets the pot. It's as simple as that. I don't know if they are, but I think what would be an interesting idea is if they split the pot up depending on like what place. So like the top 3 places would get the pot divvied up accordingly. So like first place gets the most out of the pot. Second place gets that a little bit more. Third place gets the small amounts or something like that. I think that would be a little bit of a better idea, because then it gives a bit of a sense of, at least I got this far, at least I got third place, or at least I got second. It's not like, fuck, I didn't get first place, I got second, but I get nothing, that, I'm just thinking of that, because that's how, tournaments usually work, is, they got the top 3 placings get anything, and everyone else can go screw off. So that'll be interesting to see when the full game comes out, because they didn't give you a chance to try it, nor could you actually use any of the in-game currency. But so that's what they do with the global community. What they do with the with players and smaller and like among friends is you can set up. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, you can set up a standard. Everyone in the lobby, everyone play at the same time sort of game. Because if you couldn't do that, that'd suck. I'm pretty sure that you can, at least amongst friends, but if you couldn't do that, or you could go with the ghost data thing and do like a bit of a wager amongst friends, or friends of friends sort of thing. So that's actually really interesting. I really like that idea. That's going to be really cool, because that means like games will happen quickly. You don't have to wait for anyone. You never get that sense of no one wants to really play with the new person, much like if you've watched my Mass Effect 3 demo impressions, you know what I'm talking about, when you're new to the whole community and no one wants to play with you because you're a low level. Here, no one has a choice, basically. You put in your best foot forward, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Another thing that I'm curious about with like the global communities and whatnot is if you have to sort of repay the in-game currency to try again at trying to get a better score, or if you pay one and you can continuously try and improve it or something like that. So once again, that's something that one can only find out once the game comes out. So some other little things that they've added is this thing called WriterNet, which basically is this in-game guide thingy that acts as your main menu pause screen, if that makes any sense. And it also tells you like what was it, like what your top rival amongst your friends is, if that really matters to you. I think you should probably know who like the best amongst your friends list is, but I don't know. It does that, and it does a few other things. I can't remember exactly what they said, but it does a few things. It doesn't really add too much, but it just makes the experience a little bit better. Just by that much. But one thing that I was hoping that they might add, but I had a feeling that they wouldn't, was being able to make your own border, or your own character to go down the slopes, because I don't know, that'd be interesting, because especially when you only have 10 characters that you show, you think that you allow people to at least make 1 or 2 characters, so that they can constantly like improve on and whatnot. So that way it feels like I get to play as myself, or whatever I like imagine an interesting character to be, and I also get to like constantly improve on them and not just on these preset people. The music, that's another thing I should probably mention. The music's really interesting. Most of the time with various games like Tony Hawk, for instance, I'll tend to go through what their music list is and, make sure that the playlist that they have doesn't involve music that I don't really tend to like. In this one, it has music that I would never listen to. Like, it has music from artists that I'd never listened to in my life. But here, it actually sounds fine. It fits the mood, and you're just going along with this, going, yeah, this is actually a really good tune to go snowboarding along with. With that said, you can also play your own music over it, obviously. With the Xbox you can. I know PlayStation 3 can do that. Or you can just use your laptop. I mean, fucking right there. But you can play your own music, and it obviously or you can use the preset. They were only showing off a couple of tracks in the game, or at least while I was playing it, I could only catch on to a few repetitive tracks that were playing. They didn't have the music option like open to you, so obviously I guess they want to keep like some of the music a little more secretive for some reason. So I don't know if that hints at anything. It might, maybe, I don't know. It's interesting that they keep that very secret, and you know they don't let you try the demo or anything like that. I don't know. It's a weird world we live in. There was a. I want to try and get a specific number or a certain number, but I think what they did was there was 100. I want to say like close to 200 things like slopes or something with the slopes. I've never seen a number. They have another option that you couldn't play. It was called Deadly Descents, which I'm pretty sure has something more to do with the scroll suit. And it has more to do with the survival rating aspect. Because there's like 9 of those challenges. So they didn't say anything about it either. So that's something that's going to be really interesting to see exactly what that is. Overall, though, it's a very fun game. This is definitely a game that I'm going to get. It comes out in North America, at least. It comes out on March... No, not March. It comes out in February 28th here in North America. And I think it said in Japan it comes out on March 15th. And I think in Europe it's on the 2nd. Might be something like that. It's something like that. It says on the demo. So it's a really good game. I'm looking extremely forward to this game. It's definitely one of those games that I'm going to put on the anticipation list. I was looking forward to it when I heard them announce it last year, so it's sort of been there, you know, silently hovering around. So there may be a review of it sometime this year. Or like a proper one, I don't know. With that said, keep on going down them slopes. Ooh-wee!